welcome to Alexandra Acres Homestead. I wanted to take some time and introduce myself and say welcome to our channel. We are excited about our new lifestyle and we are eager to share in hopes of motivating someone to also make the switch. So a little bit about myself. My name is Stacia. I'm from Huntersville, North Carolina. I'm an 80s baby, so for those of you who are also from North Carolina and know about Huntersville, know about Charlotte, you know it is super crowded. Like everybody keeps moving there. Haven't quite figured it out yet. But anyway, we left the city just looking for a slower lifestyle. You know, we wanted animals. We wanted to be able to provide for ourselves. And by provide for ourselves, I mean we wanted to grow our own food, raise our own, meat, give our kids a different lifestyle. Just something that's not your typical normal thing. Because when we were in Charlotte, we lived in a cul-de-sac. We had great neighbors. We had the house on the hill with the fence, and my kid went to a great charter school. But since the pandemic hit, we were kind of like, something's not right. So at that point, my husband and I packed up the house. We bought a camper. We lived in our camper while our house was being built. We brought our 3 boys out to the country, and we have been here and loving it ever since. So again, I am married. We've been married for 17 years, been together for 24 years now. We have 3 boys. One is almost 14, one is almost 8, and the other one just turned 6 in December. We homeschool our boys. Again, we never planned on homeschooling or doing anything. I'm an educator by trade, and I always said I would never homeschool my kids. Like, no way. But here we are, killing the homeschool thing. We love it. My kids love it. We've met some great people that also homeschool. Very different than what people think it is. Everybody thinks it's hard to do. It's not. I mean, you cater to your kids. You get used to it. You know what I mean? We also have chickens. We've raised pigs. We've raised meat birds, which they're chickens as well, but we have our egg layers, which are the barred rocks. We have about 17 of them, maybe 16. And then we get pigs every year. This year we're getting 3. There's a video coming out soon about that because we are revamping the pig area. But we do meat birds, so we can also have chicken in the freezer. So our lifestyle has completely changed. I mean, from being in the city, grocery shopping, eating up everything, eating out, and then going to the country, living off the land, eating healthy, just trying to have a better lifestyle, getting rid of all the poison, all the junk, everything that's keeping us all tired and sluggish. And so this is why we made this channel, let people know, hey, you can do it. If we can do it, you can do it. So here I am getting ready to make some bread. My boys eat lots and lots of bread. Like my 6-year-old wakes up and he's like, Mom, can I have a turkey sandwich? I mean, yeah, you can, but dude. But I probably bake about 4 loaves of bread a week, give or take. Not to mention the muffins and the scones and the biscuits. And I make our hamburger buns. I haven't made hot dog buns yet, but they're coming. But baking is what I do just about every day. So here I am baking a loaf of sourdough discard sandwich bread. And there's a video on that. It's our number 1 recipe. It has milk in it. I use honey, organic unbleached flour, and butter and salt. and of course your sourdough discard as well. But I make this bread like all the time. It's my number one go-to recipe. My kids don't really like the taste of sourdough. So for myself, I make sourdough bread. But for the kids, not so much. But the sourdough discard bread, they can't taste the sourdough. Like, it's not that sour. Even my husband, he'll eat this bread. But like sourdough bread, they don't really mess with it like that. Now, if I just make one of those nice, pretty loaves of sourdough, where you do all the stretch and folds and put it in a little basket and all that, they'll mess with that and some butter. But as far as putting it, putting their turkey and cheese on it and making sandwiches with it, they don't care for sourdough at all. But I do use my sourdough discard in everything, and they don't complain. And so here, I'm just adding some flour and water, and I just mix it up until it gets a nice consistency, kind of like a waffle mix. I don't measure anything. I'm not measuring water. I'm not measuring flour. I'm not buying distilled water. I know there's a science to sourdough. I'm not a scientist, okay? I don't have time for all that. The fact that I got this sourdough going in the first place, it took me like 6 months to even get it to work. I couldn't get it. But I was determined to figure it out myself, because I had friends who were like, oh no, I'll give you some. You can have some of my starter, I'll get you going. And I was like, no, I'm going to figure it out myself. And that's what I did. We have well water, and I buy Costco organic unbleached flour. That's it. I'm not doing anything extra. Not me, but that's what you get right there. Okay. Now what I do need is a new glass container, because that one sucks. But it works for now. Back to the bacon. Next up is our biscuits, our buttermilk biscuits. I don't have buttermilk on hand, but we always keep lemons on hand. So I have my lemon here. I'll get a cup of regular milk, and I'll squeeze about a tablespoon of lemon juice in that milk. Mix it up, and I'll throw it in either the refrigerator or the freezer so it stays cold. Thing about biscuits, everything has to be cold. The milk, the butter, whatever you're adding in and mixing, it has to be cold. And so a lot of times I will get everything cold. I'll mix everything up. I'll make my biscuits. And once I get them all on the cookie sheet, I'll pop them in the freezer so they can get back, hard or whatnot, or, get the butter back hard. And then I'll set the stove. And by the time the stove comes to temp, then I'll pop the biscuits in. And so I'll have this recipe either linked below as well, or somewhere. I'll have it somewhere so you can get it. But this recipe is pretty good. I do different things. We like this recipe. I use lots of butter in it. There's another recipe that I've been working on. This one calls for an egg. At this moment, my chickens, my egg layers are tripping. They're giving us like 3 eggs every 2 days. So I'm working on a recipe that does not require an egg. So maybe I'll post that for the kids. They had sausage biscuits today, and they loved the biscuits, and they were good. So maybe I'll post that one. But one thing about bacon and cooking in general, I'm always trying things. I'll find a recipe and I'll try it their way the first time. And then it's like, okay, it's missing this, it's missing that, needs more salt, needs less salt, maybe sugar, maybe no sugar, whatever. Then I'll tweak it. So a lot of these recipes that I put on this channel are recipes that I have played with, combined from here, there, everywhere. And I just find what works for our family. Now, if you don't like something, you switch it up. You do what works best for you, right? But this here was like the final process. The camera died on me, so you couldn't see me cutting them out and doing all that kind of stuff. But that's what happened. Here, my kid wants a sandwich, right? He wants a turkey sandwich, I want to say. So I gotta get my stuff together. But first, bacon. Let's get this bacon in the oven. We raise our own pigs. We have lots of bacon. Okay. This right here is actually whole jowl. And this slicer here we got from Amazon. We slice bread with it. We slice meat with it. We slice vegetables with it. You name it. It's sliced as well. And I do have like an old-fashioned bread cutter. And I have the bread, knives or whatnot. But this right here, this is so easy. And my bread is all the same. It's all the same width. In the past, it'd be a thick piece and a thin piece. Like, I don't, I'm no pro, right? But this right here nails it. And you just dust everything off, wipe it up, boom, put it back. We are almost done with the bread now, but next up, chocolate chip cookies. I didn't record this, so I just put a couple of pictures in. But this is our go-to recipe. The kids love it. I'll add a link below. And just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for checking me out. Hopefully you all will come back and hopefully you learned something as well. This is all a learning experience. We're here to learn and grow together. If you have questions, if you want to see anything, feel free to comment. But again, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.